Hello, everybody, and welcome to Row 60, a Georgia football podcast. My name is Clark Gaines. Joining me today, as always, Adam Thornton.
Yes, sir. We're in the house, Clark. Excited, ready to go. A lot to address.
Yes,
so baby.
This is show number 36. Whew, we can take a breath.
Everybody, just breathe.
Breathe.
Everybody, just breathe. Just exhale. Just get some good exercises in, and just everybody, let's just calm down. We're all right. Everything's good.
Yeah,
we're okay. We're okay. We're okay. We're okay.
Adam, I can't tell if I'm just delusional, delirious right now. Or...
Uncle Clark and Uncle Adam's gonna make it all right. Yeah, we're gonna come up with some things that everybody needs to keep in the back of their mind of what we got to look forward to, and where we're at as a program, address some things, and we're gonna be all right, Clark. Yeah. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. But well, man, that scared me.
Yeah, me too, Adam. My face, my ears, everything was burning up last night as I was watching that football game, and I was just nervous wreck. I was a nervous wreck.
I was too, Clark. I was too. We couldn't stop pacing. We were just pacing around the room. You're just thinking, man, we're in a dogfight, Columbia, Missouri right now. Like, this is just crazy. This is, you didn't see it coming. But, Clark, that's why we love college football. Not necessarily being in a dogfight in Columbia, Missouri when we don't see it, but that any given Saturday, you just don't know. It doesn't matter what happened before, what the team just went through, man. If it all just comes together, the right atmosphere, the ball bounces the wrong or right way, stuff happens, man. And weird stuff happens. And that's why so many people are obsessed with this sport, including us, is because you just don't know. You do not know what's going to happen every single week, man. And that's the beauty of the game.
Well, we've got a lot of problems to address and things we got to talk about with this Georgia football team, and it was a very sloppy performance. We're going to talk about that later. But first, we're going to talk a little bit about the atmosphere. We didn't go to Columbia.
We didn't.
But we stayed.
That was a problem. We weren't there.
Yeah, that's right, Adam. That's why we played so poorly. We were not there. No, but we were watching the show right here in our quote-unquote studio. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, we did. We watched the game here at the shop, man, and they had a good time with some family, had some good fellowship, and we all just went crazy and celebrated together and paced, like I said, paced the floors, and when our nerves were tore up during it too.
So we've got the usual offensive, defensive, and special teams breakdown.
Yes.
Also previewing the Deep South's oldest rivalry, Adam, coming up this Saturday. That's going to be a fun one.
I still cannot get used, Clark, being October. Yeah. Early October playing Auburn. That's sinful, honestly. It should be cold November Saturdays that Georgia and Auburn play. Why? I mean, we'll get to that rant later. Yeah, I do have something to say about that.
Okay.
I mean, this is the third year we've done that, and I'm still just bitter. I'm not used to it, and I'm bitter. Yeah. I'm upset. It's just not right.
Got some keys.
Not right.
Got some keys to the game for the Georgia-Auburn game. First, offensive play. We're going to guess that again. Last week's pick'em, this week's pick'em, and then our usual game of the week. Score prediction.
I love it. Good full show right here, man. Let's dive right into it.
All right. Well, we were not there, so we really can't speak on the atmosphere of the game in Columbia. But once again, we were here with family and friends, and just try to enjoy it.
That's right, Clark. And on the television, it looked like it was a little bit more rowdy than past environments that we have seen, actually been in attendance in Columbia, Missouri at. I mentioned in the last episode that probably the most rowdy environment there was the first time we went out there in 2012, their first SEC game. Saturday night on the television, it looked like that it was close to that environment. There was a lot of Missouri fans there that really were loud and supportive of their team, man, and you got to tip their hat to them. And a lot of reports said that too, Clark, of people who were out there. So, they really just created a hostile environment for a lot of our young guys. First, especially night game road SEC test. Yeah. I mean, Columbia, South Carolina didn't get like what we've seen it get before, and it was a noon kickoff. But Columbia, Missouri last night, 7:30 kick, looked like it was a little bit more hostile and loud and true road game environment, loud and rowdy in the SEC that a lot of our young guys had to encounter.
Well, it'll be a good test because we do have a couple more road games, and I could fully expect those to be at 3:30, a 7 o'clock night game. I'm talking Mississippi State and Kentucky games there.
That's right.
So it's good that we've got this win under our belt. And folks, listen, we won the football game.
That's all that matters, Clark.
Yes.
Survive and advance, baby.
Right.
It's the SEC. Just get by, take it week by week. Week by week, keep getting better every week. Go to practice, watch some film, and get better every single day that you're at practice. And then each week, grow up. We've talked about it, Clark. We've said this on this podcast and numerous times. This is a very young football team, Clark, and a team that's got to just develop and grow, and we'll get better each and every week. And the schedule sets up good for that. The adversity that was faced in Columbia, Missouri Saturday night is something that Kirby Smart can grab these guys' attention with. A lot of more learning moments and something that they know that they got to get better at, or they can get popped this season by somebody. So, a lot to dive into that.
Yes. Adam, we do have a weekly concession stands report brought to you by a good friend of the show, Mr. Ryan Day. And I'm not talking about the Ohio State coach.
No, not the Ohio State coach who fakes punts up 39 points.
Really? Did he do that?
Yes, he did that.
That's unbelievable.
Greg Schiano came at him. Anyway,
well, this Ryan Day is better.
The better Ryan Day. The higher character and class Ryan Day.
Yes.
Tell us about his concession stand.
Who reigns in Missouri. Adam, this was his first Georgia football game live.
Well, thank the Lord, Ryan, that they came out and won that game.
Wow. Woo. Yeah. Ryan said, couldn't really bring myself to get anything before the game due to the excitement for my first Georgia game in person. Yep. Once I got my heart going again after that stressful first half, I decided it was time to do my part and visit the concession stand. Ordered nachos, a pretzel, and a hot dog.
Dang, right.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, sir. They were out of pretzels completely. Unbelievable.
Oh, that's unacceptable.
Unacceptable. That's a strike one.
Yep.
The nachos weren't too bad considering they were just out of a bag, and the cheese was okay.
All right.
Now for the hot dog, Adam, this is what he said. Right. I'm like Adam, and I appreciate a good hot dog.
Good.
When you think Mizzou, you think lawyers, doctors, veterinarians, and not hot dogs.
Okay.
But they did have a decent hot dog, and he would give it a 7 out of 10.
That's strong, Ryan. That's strong. That's good. I mean, all just Americans, red blood Americans love a hot dog. And Ryan Day's no different. So 7 out of 10. Missouri, good hot dog over there in Columbia. Hey, man, I like that. I love that he had a variety. I mean, 3 items that we have critiqued in our concession stand report being a hot dog, pretzels, and nachos. So shout out to Ryan Day. Good on Ryan Day for getting all those items and giving us a great review, very detailed. I love the details. I love the finer details and stuff like that, and did an excellent job being our honorary concession stand reporter.
Reporter.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, that's what it is.
I like it. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, let's talk some ball. Let's
talk some ball. It's time to get serious, guys. It's time to get serious.
Roll up
the sleeves a little bit, and we all need to just sit here and we need to just talk. We need to have some counsel. Yeah. And we need to just understand that everything's going to be okay. And I got some philosophies. I got some mindsets that I think we need to instill going forward with this football team and what to expect.
Okay.
All right. So let's dive into it. Go ahead.
So let's just talk about very briefly and just general big points here. What just happened?
Okay.
All right. First of all, Adam, the first thing I saw that kind of caught my eye was 2 more turnovers this game. And that makes 5 in the past 2 games.
Kills you. Yeah. Kills you. Turnovers, man, has been the story the past 2 football games where we've talked about there's been some pedestrian football being played. When you turn the ball over, Clark, especially when these teams are getting hyped to play Georgia, have heard all about Georgia, the media narratives of Georgia, especially last Saturday on the road, and you give them a short field position, Clark, that they're able to capitalize, get some points off of it, and then you come back and we followed up the past 2 games with another turnover early on, and they get more points off of it, short field. Your defense is out there longer and getting gas. Your offense is trying to make something happen, and football is all about a game of momentum, man. And that momentum is so hard to get back, especially when you turn the ball over multiple times and early in the game. That sets the tone of the game, and then that's when it kind of can snowball a little bit, man. And that's something that has to be corrected. I think has been the biggest story the past 2 games. It could be a different tale and a different narrative if you start out not shooting yourself in the foot with those turnovers early on at Kent State and Missouri.
Yeah, I think both of those games are wildly different if you don't do that. Yeah. And Adam, look, the thing you just mentioned too, we shot ourselves in the foot by turning the ball over. But what made it worse was the fact that we turned it over inside our own 50.
Exactly.
You know, on our side of the field. And so, yes, that gives the defense a shorter field to defend, and that's not good. So that early on, I think, really did change the game. And then when you get that belief from Missouri, they start believing.
Oh, yeah, the fans get into it, man. I mean, we've been there.
Yeah.
We've been there. It's exciting, and you get excited about it. And then the offense, I mean, I don't care. You're human, Clark. In the back of your mind, you're like, yes, forget it. Move on to the next play. Move on to the next series. It's still kind of there. And it took a while for them to get in sync. And then just seeing Missouri capitalize on some points being scored there, and your defense is already winded a little bit. I mean, the defense, it seemed like, was out there a good bit of the time in the first half, man. And it's all about the momentum. And it was so hard to get that momentum and recapture that momentum against them. And then, I mean, time just ticks off the clock.
Right.
That happens. And on the road in the SEC, that's scary. That's scary, man, when you can't grab the momentum back.
Yeah. Another thing that was blatantly obvious, we mentioned this last night. We mentioned it today. We're mentioning it now. We got manhandled in the trenches. Both sides of the ball. And I don't remember the last time that's happened in a Georgia football game. I really can't. Maybe you could potentially say last year's SEC championship game.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely dominated on both sides of the line of scrimmage. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. You might would have to go back to year one of the Kirby Smart regime. I mean, honestly, man, it was something that was tough to watch. It was kind of unbelievable to watch, but you got to give credit to Missouri. They definitely came out and played their best football game that they have played all year. And one thing I think, too, is Missouri's defensive coordinator, what's his name? Is it Buddy Baker? Is it Buddy Baker?
I guess so. I
think it's Buddy Baker. I really think it's Buddy Baker. It's Buddy Baker. I think it's Buddy Baker.
We're going with Buddy.
Buddy. I think it's Buddy Baker. We'll have to fact check that.
Yes.
But anyway, Clark, they sent 7+ stat in the box all night. Dared Stetson to beat him with his arm. We didn't really capitalize on anything with Stetson's legs, like they were daring us to in some situations, man. And we could not adjust to that until later on in the game. They were sending more guys than we had, and then plus the ones that you did get a hat on that just were getting just scorched. I mean, great edge play by Missouri's defensive ends, man. Really got in the backfield fast, disrupted Stetson, got him out of tempo, out of rhythm, man, and a lot of things just unraveled there for a little bit, Clark. But hey, you say that, but you have to compliment Georgia for what they did coming back in the second half and making some adjustments and being able to move the ball a little bit better. But Missouri came in with a great plan, an aggressive plan, and it worked for a long time.
Yeah. Good job, Eli Drinkwitz, the alpha nerd, for getting a good game plan
Scheming
together.
it up, boy. He was chewing on that. He was chomping on that gum.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, chomping on that gum.
Somebody made a great comment on Facebook. They said, if Georgia plays as hard as Eli Drinkwitz chomps on his gum, we're going to win a lot of football games.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But yeah, him and Josh Heupel, what is the deal with them chewing their gum so hard? Chill out. Gosh. Anyway, hey, you made this point last night too. We will get everyone's best shot.
Yes.
Every single team that we play this year from here on out is going to we've got a huge target on our back, and they're going to come after us.
Exactly. They want that memorable win. How many times did you hear on the TV broadcast last night, Clark, about that Missouri has not been the AP number one team?
Lot.
And you felt the excitement and the energy that the fans wanted so bad. I think Chase Daniel, the former Missouri quarterback back from like the 06, 07 range, that's been a long-time NFL backup, said that he would buy 2 hours worth of rounds at a bar in Columbia, Missouri, if they beat Georgia. You know, just that thing. So the festivities, what we've talked about and joked about, is that everybody gets hyped up when Georgia comes to town now. And that's a good spot that you want to be at in your program, you know. And I mean, obviously we've talked about being the hunters and not the hunted. Well, you're going to be hunted every Saturday too. It's just, what are you going to do to respond to that, man?
Right.
And you got Missouri's best shot. I honestly respect them for not laying down. I thought the way they lost in Opelika, Alabama, the previous week against Auburn by missing the chip field goal shot that ended in regulation and then fumbling in the end zone to go for the win there in overtime, man, I really kind of thought it would be a deflated team.
Yeah.
And no, they can prove the exact opposite. They came out and they gave Georgia their best, Clark. And those are games, though, that you got to take the positives away from it, Clark. You got to take the positives away. That a few years ago, Georgia would have lost those football games, Clark. And I'm not talking about just losing. I'm talking about lose by multiple possessions in those games, man. But for the fight, that's the culture that is instilled at Georgia now, is you find a way to win. You make a play when you have to make a play. Yes, it was sloppier than what everybody wanted to see. I mean, yes, we can't just say, oh, it was just the best thing ever. It was great. But a win is a win. We talked about it. You've said it. A win is a win. And for the culture that Georgia has for these young guys growing up, it did them so much good to come back, face some adversity, develop some leadership, some guys call some other guys out, hold some people accountable, man, and go finish it and do it. And go finish it and do it on the road. And the SEC was big. I mean, because stuff started unraveling. They could have just kept unraveling in a hurry. But hey, good on the coaching staff and the guys, and just the culture that's instilled in this program. That's what got the win last night, Clark.
Championship teams find ways to win. Exactly. It's as simple as that. We found a way to win. It was not pretty. We did not like the whole performance, but we got the win. Right. And you know what? The only numbers, we're ranked number 2 now. Whatever. Who cares?
Who cares?
The only numbers we need to focus on, Adam, are 5-0.
That's right. That's it. Just the next opponent, man. Just getting there, clinching the SEC East. Getting that clinch, doing that, winning that, then going to Atlanta, then thinking about the SEC championship, and then you just go up the ladder from there. Right. Man.
And how many times have we seen Clemson play a Wake Forest, a Boston College,
and NC
State, a Syracuse, and struggle win? We've seen it so many times. How many times have we seen Alabama do that?
Yes, Alabama did it last year at the end, and did it a lot during the set. I mean, in the SEC and in college football, you're going to have these games, Clark. Now, you can't have them every Saturday.
No.
You can't have them every Saturday, but it's still, when you're not showing up playing your A-plus game, it's finding a way to pull off and win. And I think that's what the narrative that we need to focus on, Clark, is I've listened to a lot of Georgia fans. I want to say this. I've heard a lot of chatter from Georgia fans, and we're a spoiled fan base. Like you said, Clark, we are a spoiled fan base, and it was unbelievable what the narrative was from Georgia fans last night. I mean, yes, we were upset that we didn't blow them out 45-7. Of course, we wanted to see that, but we have to remember, we have to pump the brakes, and we've gotten excited about it, but this is a young football team that's going to just keep growing, and there's a lot of growth, and there was the positives that I want to focus on is the growth of coming back and winning that football game, and the character that was built, and the experience that was had last night in Columbia, Missouri, man. And I mean, it just frustrates me, the guys, the fans that just want to just get all tore up and just say that everybody's just terrible right now. I mean, yes, there's some holes. Yes, there's some issues that we're going to talk about that do need to get addressed and get better at if you want to keep winning football games in the regular season and keep going to that ultimate goal of a national championship that we've all thought here the past few weeks that Georgia could definitely win.
Right. A lot of negative Nancy's in the Georgia football fan base, but hey, just settle down. Just settle down. Right. All right, fun facts, Adam. We don't have very many here. The last time we were down by double digits going into halftime and came back to win in the second half was the Rose Bowl.
Great game.
Yeah.
Great game.
A little bit of a different kind of situation.
Just a little bit different, but hey, that's awesome though, man. That's good. That's good. There's that adversity again, man. Yes. I love when people just look adversity in the face, tell them to bring it on, and kick its tail, man.
Yes.
I love that. I love it. That's a good feel-good story right there, man. It's when you don't fold like a cheap tent when adversity comes your way. You say, bring it on, Clark. You say, bring it on, and you beat it. Yeah. You beat it. And that's what those guys did in Columbia, Missouri.
There you go. 28 first downs last night. My gosh, it did not feel like we got 28 first downs. That is amazing. That's unreal. And you know how many Missouri had?
How many?
14. Literally half of that.
Half of it.
That's crazy.
That's crazy to think,
how does that work?
That's crazy. Again, it's going back to, man, the game felt like it did because of the turnovers in the short field position. That Missouri got a touchdown off of a turnover, and then the rest of the time, their field goal kicker, of course, was kicking 90-plus yard field goals.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, it was insane. The thicker kicker is what they call him.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. Yes, the thicker kicker. Yeah, he was a big boy.
Nice.
Kirby is now 32-5 versus SEC East opponents in his coaching tenure at Georgia.
Awesome.
God, that's unbelievable. 32-5.
And you think about it, Clark, the ones that it's Florida in 20, and then Tennessee and Florida in 16.
Yeah,
Vandy. And then South Carolina, Vandy. So 3 of those were in his first year.
Yeah.
So the only other 2 that has been Florida in 20, then South Carolina in 2019. That is amazing. That is just dominance over a division that we've been very fortunate to see.
Absolutely. Georgia's offense boy, we have a lot to talk about here, Adam.
Yeah, we do.
Let's start with the offense.
This is serious.
Everybody
focus. Let's talk through this, Clark. Let's talk about this in a calm manner. Let's talk about this in a mature manner, and let's just use some IQ in how we discuss this, Clark, and how we go about our feelings towards this subject. Does everybody agree with that? Does everybody agree that we need to just talk about this in a very mature manner? Okay. All right, good. We got agreements from the audience that everybody's going to be mature and realistic and level-headed with their comments when we discuss the Georgia offense. Okay, Clark, start us off. Start our roundtable discussion off. Our what kind of
round table?
Round table. All right. Let's figure out some problems.
Speaking of football IQ, Adam, I think a lot of people have a low football IQ. If you can truly look at that game on Saturday and say, this was Stetson's fault. Oh, put Carson back. I can't not believe people are saying that.
I heard somebody throw that narrative out there. Maybe we should try Carson back. What
good would that have done?
What has Stetson Bennett got to prove, man? Honestly, yes, he didn't have his best game. No, we're not going to say he did not have his best. But my gosh, man, I think what's happening is you got to get A.D. Mitchell back. First and foremost, to stretch the field. I think A.D. Mitchell makes Ladd McConkey better, and I think it just helps us sink the offense a whole lot better. But the big thing that he had no time to throw the football.
None.
No time to throw the football the other night, and it was just it was tough on him with that, and it wasn't his A-plus game. I mean, just sometimes you got to tip your hat to your opponent, even if it is Missouri's defense.
Right.
But that's what happened.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And you're not playing your A-plus ball, then bam, there it is.
Mm-hmm. Adam, the line looked awful, but in their defense, like you mentioned just a minute ago, Missouri brought 6-7 people. They stacked the box, and they came at us, and they made it tough for Stetson to make those throws. And yes, it was out of sync because we had guys all in Stetson's face,
Yeah.
So it's not a Stetson problem. I just think it's the whole football team's problem.
I think too. I'll go ahead and say it, and I don't mean any ill will towards it because I think he's great. I think he's one of the most elite play callers in the nation, and he'll know more than I will ever know 100 million times over. But just from my fan quarterback, armchair quarterback little perspective, Clark, the play calling and the tempo just kind of, I didn't understand what coming up the line, I felt like we were getting a rhythm with some tempo. I don't understand why we didn't use passes out to the perimeter more, some bubble screens, some tunnel screens, especially when they're bringing so many guys, or just a traditional release line, just halfback screen, or utilize the middle of the field with our tight ends more when they are bringing that first and second level so many times. You would think that, I'm sure there's a reason for it, but I felt like there was times where we don't know, we just didn't get in a rhythm on the offensive side of the football that I felt like that we were so good at doing when we kind of went a little bit faster pace, a little bit more tempo. You know what I mean? There.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the tempo part, and I said this maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, we do change it a lot.
Right.
But it's so methodical. It's like we know what we're doing. But last night or Saturday night, it did not seem like we knew what was going on. We didn't. And we kept checking and we kept looking at the sideline. What's the play call? What's the play call? And my gosh, we snapped the ball with 5 seconds. And maybe that was part of the game plan. I don't know. But it just, something was out of sync. And yes, I think you can attribute some of that to A.D. Mitchell's absence. A.D. Mitchell is a difference maker.
Yeah.
We've said it all this time. We have tons of playmakers on this football team, especially on the offensive side of the football. But when you get a guy like A.D. Mitchell, it frees up those playmakers.
Exactly, Clark. And that's somebody who can extend the field. We're in desperate need of somebody who can stretch the field vertically. And that opens up more stuff for your Brock Bowers, your Darnell Washingtons. I think it makes our slot guys like Ladd McConkey even better when you have that extra weapon, especially, too, when you got 100% Kenny McIntosh who can do some stuff out of the backfield. You could tell wasn't 100% last night. We talked about this on our – he had a good game. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But just wasn't – I don't feel like that is 100% peak. We talked about this a few episodes back, Clark. They put bracket coverage on Brock Bowers. So really weren't going to make him, wasn't going to let him just have his the whole night. So, and we talked about, Clark, when that happens, when defense coordinator picks to eliminate one thread of the Georgia offense, then that opens up a chance for other guys to shine, either the running game or receiver, or Big O, Darnell, different ones to shine. And I honestly think our game plan going in, that Todd Monken and Kirby Smart and their game plan was to play some bully ball with Missouri. Missouri. Push that Missouri defensive line around and just pound the football, kind of shorten the game and get out of there. You know?
Right.
And I felt like some of our blocking, I'm definitely no offensive line guy, but the blocking schemes were just getting smoked because, first off, there was more guys coming than what we can block every play. And then second off, the guys that you were manned up against and putting a hat on, you were just getting, just your tail, Clark. Yeah. You were getting your tail just physically mauled. And it's not just one guy on the offensive line like we've kind of said in the past pick out one. Weeks. It was all of them, Clark. Yeah. It was all of them, man. But I will say this, and, there's a lot of chatter about Coach Stacy Searles, who's the offensive line coach, a guy who's a journeyman, guy who's coached a lot of football the past few 20 or so years. Matt Luke resigns later on in the coaching off-season process, so you go get Stacy Searles, kind of the best fit for us at that time, right, Clark? But, and there's a lot of questions there. I'm not going to say anything yet because we're only at, game 5? We've only played 5 games. We're 5-0. But he was somebody who was able to adjust and make a adjustment that go to a more of a gap blocking scheme that you saw plays open up better, that the offense was able to move the football better. And going forward, I don't know. And then, yes, this is a very talented offensive line. Searles himself said it is the most talented offensive line he's probably ever coached in a couple-decade career, or 3-4 I don't know how long. It's got a long time. And it's not living up to it right now. We've kept just seeing it. I don't know what it is, if it's a scheme thing that needs to be adjusted here the next couple of weeks, and the doctors order just a perfect schedule for that, or if it's finding the rotation that's being made on the offensive line, Clark. It's kind of troublesome to me because we just can't get it right, that we feel like. And I don't know if it's going to take time to do that or if that's just how it's going to be this season, but I wish we could get some guys to step up, solidify their spot at the position that they're playing, and let's roll with those 5, Clark. Let's roll with those 5 and get better each week, man.
Yeah. Adam, I loved how our offensive line, they stepped up at the end of the game, late in the game.
Yes.
They did, God, I can't talk. They did protect the pocket very, very well at the end. And when they did protect the pocket, we made some good throws.
Yeah, and I think it was a good scheme adjustment, good blocking scheme adjustment. And we're going to see going forward, man. I'm not ready just to throw them all under the bus yet. I'm not ready to do that
after
yet,
one
Clark.
game.
Not after one game, man. And you win the game. You win the football game. So we'll see what happens next week. But I do think we'll see some guys kind of step up on that offensive line and maybe some less rotations and just kind of solidify who the 5 are. And let's roll with them and let's improve every week and let's get better in that back half of the schedule that we always talk about is going to be so tough for so long right now. Get ready to roll.
Yes, get ready to roll. Hey, 2 quick positives too.
Yes.
Arian Smith, absolutely love to see him back on the field.
Awesome.
And he made a couple of catches, I think, maybe 1 or 2.
Hey, Clark, another one of those guys we talk about that could stretch the field.
Yes.
Man. Just adding that depth, that receiver room is big. That what we need is going to pay dividends later on if we keep these guys healthy. All right, go ahead.
And then the run blocking at the end as well. I mean, we ran the ball at the end of the game. We ran it very, very well.
Yes.
And we were able to put the game on ice. So good positives there. But moving forward, here's what we got to do, Adam. We've kind of already mentioned this plenty of times. Clean up the turnovers. We got to stop turning over
number
football.
One. That is number one, first and foremost. You cannot win football games in this league by turning over the football multiple times.
True. And we have got to score in the red zone. I'm so sick and tired of us seeing our offense sputter out when we get to about the 30-yard line.
It is.
You can't win.
That's a problem.
And look, you might can beat the Missouris of the world. You might can beat the South Carolinas of the world doing that. But you're not going to beat the Tennessees of the world
7, baby.
And the Alabamas and whoever else we're playing.
You got to get 7. You have got to get 7. You have got to be able. And I think a lot of that comes from we've got to run football between the tackle. And we've talked about, not to get worried about it yet, how these kind of short perimeter passes is part of the run game. And it is, and it's effective and it's worked a lot. And especially when we have our full arsenal of guys out there, man, and guys who aren't banged up. But you're still going to have to make some plays in the running game between the tackles. But, hey, and everything I think, Clark, too, is not as bad as we think it is and is not as good as we think it is either. Everything that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, God, this team still popped off 4 yards per carry.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it's crazy.
So, I mean, the potential, the talent's there, Clark. There's just got to be some gelling, some learning, and some guys growing up, and some guys stepping up, being leaders, and this team can really click, and this offense can be what we thought it was, and what we saw in the Benz against Oregon.
Right. Let's go to the other side of the football. Georgia's defense, we got pressure early in this football game. We really did. I thought we did a great job actually getting to the Brady Cook. Is that his name?
Yeah, that's right.
Cook
that's
kid.
right.
But there were some holes in our zone defense, and man, they took what we gave them defensively, and the same song and dance as last week.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, our defense I thought played well with the hand they were dealt. But man, these guys were gassed. You know,
they were,
and they kept going on the field, especially after those turnovers.
Again, Clark, just very talented group of guys out there. A lot of young, talented guys, Clark, that are just going to have to grow up. I know people are tired of hearing me say it, but that's the truth. That is the truth, that guys are going to have to keep playing ball in this league and get familiar with it, and they're going to get better at it, you know, and especially on the defensive line now. And guys are going to be forced, and they're going to have to grow up in a hurry with the absence of Jalen Carter.
Right.
And we've talked about how pedestrian the defensive line looks when 88 isn't in the game. We talked about that at the beginning of the season. We've talked about that the past few episodes, Clark. So guys like Michael Williams, we get him back in the rotation. Good. He's gonna have to step up on the defensive line. You know, guys. Nazir Stackhouse, you know, he's gonna have to step up. You know, Warren Brinson, guys like that are gonna have to get in there and really make some plays, man. And a lot of big shoes to fill from what you lost last year, and when you lose number 88, man.
Right.
So you know, there's going to be guys getting a lot of reps with 88 being down for us. Hopefully he'll be back around the Florida-Tennessee game. Who knows? Who knows? The thing with Kirby and injuries, you just don't know. You don't. Especially us. We don't know. So we're not going to say anything because we have no clue.
Exactly.
We have no clue.
Yeah.
But we know that there's going to be some young guys, and guys going to have to step up on the defensive front the next few weeks, Clark. And make a name for yourself, man. Go out there, practice hard, go make some plays, baby. Blow up some offensive lines and make some plays. I mean, all of them experienced, and not experienced, talented enough that the talent's there, man.
Right.
Just got to get some experience.
Exactly.
Got to grow. Got to grow.
Smile Munden, Adam, is he out? What's his deal?
I don't know. I don't know exactly the extent on that. I don't know. I guess as good as mine. I don't know. But I feel good about Xavier Story, Tresman Marshall stepping in. Another group that's got young, talented guys, but losing Small for an extended period of time, I don't like that, Clark. I think he's a guy who's a very talented guy and one who's really hitting stride.
Right.
And right beside Jamin Dumas Johnson right there in that inside linebacking position. Two new starters this year that I think are coming into their own.
Adam, look, our safeties and linebackers, we've got to start filling the gaps on those outside perimeter runs. The stretch plays especially. And Mizzou, that was their game plan. They've been doing that. The zone stretch off the tackle all year long.
Zone stretch.
And that's where we miss guys like Lewis Seen with that speed, that downhill speed, and guys like
Richard
even Channing Tindall, Richard, Roquan.
Roquan.
Any of those linebackers / safety guys who could just fly downfield and make a tackle. We've got to start seeing that kind of speed. And these guys, once again, we've said this, it's not a talent thing. It's just finding a rhythm defensively. And I think the same way you find a rhythm on offense, you find a rhythm on defense.
That's right, Clark. One thing, too, I think the past couple of weeks, the tackling hadn't been as good.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something, the open field tackling, the wrapping up and everything and making plays hasn't been as good as what we saw. I feel like in the first year, I feel like there was a regression there, you know, and I don't know. That's something that we can clean up, some stuff that will get better, especially with the younger guys. Clark, I feel like cornerbacks had a poor game.
They did.
I think even Keely Ringo a couple of times really lost position to the inside, got beat downfield. Kamari Lassiter, I think, hesitated wanting to come up with the quarterback, and you never let a receiver behind you in the third level streak free. And, you know, that's a freshman guy. Doesn't make some mistakes. You know, Jamin Dumas Johnson got on pretty good in the sideline. I hope that's something that's well received as a leadership thing and not a rah-rah back and forth part. And that reminds me, too, man, one thing about this team, you know, a little jawing before the game, a little jawing after the game, man. You know, is this team, is the leadership there that we've been used to the past couple of years?
I don't know.
Kirby Smart teams. You know,
we're going to find out.
I feel like you got them, and we're going to find out. We're going to see how they answer going forward exactly. So, I don't know, man. But, I did like seeing Jamin so passionate about giving up that touchdown, even though Missouri got the ball a short field off a turnover.
Yeah.
I mean, he lit into Kamari last year, and hopefully it was well received and it wasn't pushing the line. And I don't think, and I wouldn't know, obviously. I have no idea. But, he's coming into his own, wanting to be a leader on the field right there. And hopefully the guys respond to him, and guys like Nolan Smith, Christopher Smith, really. Just get these younger guys molded into the standard of where we need to be.
Yeah. Adam, the defense won us this game. I know that sounds crazy, but look, we only gave up 1 touchdown and we forced 5 field goals. Yeah. And one of those drives they had, I think they threw a bomb and they called it, and we got lucky. The receiver tripped up at the goal line.
Yeah.
And then they got the, false start penalty, and that obviously hurt them. But the fact that we held them to a field goal at that point is huge.
Huge, man.
And I think our defense, though we didn't play great on this side of the ball either, won us this game. So hats off to them.
Yeah, man. Awesome. And I'm going to just keep saying it, Clark. They're going to keep getting better every week, man. They're going to keep getting better every week. Hey, let's go. Let's enjoy it. Every time we get to see Georgia play, enjoy it. That's what I say, Clark. That's just what I say.
Yeah. All right, one last unit, special teams. Hey, jackpot player of the game. Good. Batted 100. Wait, is it 1,000?
1,000.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. Batted 1,000, 4 for 4. Accounted for 14 points. That's more than half of what we scored.
That's awesome.
Hey, by the way, what's the deal with this Aaron Judge stuff?
What happened?
They didn't show it during the game, our game, but now they were showing it all day yesterday and he struck out.
That's ridiculous. People don't want to see that right now.
No,
it's football season. Man.
It is football season. We don't care about baseball. Gosh. Anyway, we did have to. We punted a few times. Brett Thorson made some pretty good punts. I'm really trying to.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about honestly with Jake Kamar losing him and how good he was at flipping field position. Brett Thorson, I think, has had some good punts, but nothing like the weapon that we had there. And we knew that we would appreciate him more when he was gone, and we've kind of seen that in some places. I feel like that could have pinned him back even more so with what we had last year. But hey, Thorson's doing a respectable job, I feel like.
Let's talk about the thicker kicker, Missouri's field goal kicker.
The thicker kicker.
In the world? He missed a chip shot. For those who didn't see it, he missed a chip shot to win the game or to tie the game? Win the game. I mean, we're talking about maybe a 20-something yard field goal.
Yeah.
Shanked it.
Essentially a extra point. Shanked it. But hey, and then, I mean, how many?
He went 5 for 5.
Wow.
And I think he had maybe 2 from 50 plus.
Wow.
Something like that.
Wow.
Adam, this is where missing Jalen Carter really, really hurts us, is on field goal block.
Yeah.
Jalen Carter gets such a good push on field goal block.
True. That's
and a lot of times it opens up that line and we get a hand on the football.
That's right.
And with kicking 50-yard field goals, you've got to send the ball a little bit more. You got to send it a little bit lower to the ground. The trajectory is going to be lower.
That's right. The trajectory is what you're looking for. That's right. It's going to get a little bit lower.
Not as vertical, right?
A little bit lower. That's right. That's right.
So that allows for those defensive guys to put their hands in the air and get a hand on the football.
Yeah.
But when you don't have Jalen Carter there, it's a little bit tougher. So not only does it hurt not having Jalen Carter on defense, but also on special teams.
Good call there, Carl.
Yeah.
That's good.
I just thought about that. So
I like it.
Okay.
Well, let me just say this.
Yeah, any more thoughts?
The only thoughts about it, hey, man, just like we said, just be excited that we got the win there. Look, here's the deal. This team is still a very good football team, Clark. I think it's one of 3 who can win the national championship out there. That did not change my opinion at all on that front. What happened Saturday night. I mean, obviously some holes that have got to be filled and have got to be corrected, and we've got to get better as the season progresses, but the schedule just sets up great for it, Clark. So I just want to encourage everybody going forward, man. Don't get so worked up about some of these miscues right now, but just enjoy every week. Enjoy playing Auburn. Enjoy beating our oldest rival Saturday, then Vanderbilt, and then it's the bye week, Clark, where a lot of improvement is going to be made, and then you're going into Jacksonville for the big slate, man. So, hey, look, I've always said since I was growing up, and I know we're a few weeks premature on this, but, hey, it looks good. you always, the first goal, I think, is going into Jacksonville undefeated. Mm-hmm. And anytime you get that as a Georgia fan, you're blessed.
You are very
just
blessed.
Take it week by week. Take it week by week. Let's see how the team progresses or what happens each and every week. Let's see what guys come back. Let's see what A.D. Mitchell comes back. The defensive guys get more experience, and like some of these lineups and kinks are worked out, and just see where we're at. And then let's just see that back half of the schedule, what happens, man. Mm-hmm. That's what's exciting about it, baby. Because any given Saturday, when toe meets leather, you don't know what's going to happen. But all I know, Clark, this football team's going to be in it every single game this year.
I love it.
That's every single game this year, they can win it, obviously. Yeah. We know that. But, yeah, there's got to be some improvements made. And I just don't think you're going to see Georgia play as bad as they did in Columbia, Missouri the rest of the way. I don't. I mean, I'm red and black glasses. I'm a homer. Yeah, whatever. I know the media might have pushed narrative a little bit too much. And, yeah, we have pushed it. But, Clark, we're diehard homer Georgia fans, man.
We don't
get paid to do this.
Exactly.
We can be that way. We're not some colleague on a suit and tie with hair gel in its hair, Clark, and too much makeup on that gets paid 7 figures to talk about football. We're just
common folks.
So, we can push it. But there was some rat poison out there by some guys, Clark. And, hey, how the team responds from here on out. A good humbling experience, good teaching moments, and we will see. We will see. But I'm excited to see, especially against Auburn, baby. That's just what the doctor ordered, so give it to us.
All right, moving on to number 2, Georgia versus Auburn, 3:30 Eastern Standard Time kickoff, CBS. We've gotten good at that, Adam.
Oh, that's great. I love it. It just gives me chills every time I hear that jingle.
I wonder, can we harmonize that? We need a harmony. Can you harmonize that? Maybe
you could. Absolutely could.
We'll try it next time. Could. All right, the Deep South's oldest rivalry. By the way, there is such a thing as the South's oldest rivalry.
That's Virginia, North Carolina.
Right.
Yep.
Who have played the same amount of times, I believe.
This is the Deep South's oldest rivalry.
This is I think, tied for the second, the longest play, the most historic rivalry of all time.
I hate Auburn.
I hate Auburn. Yes. This game was first played in 1892.
Yes.
That's a long time ago.
That was a very long time ago. Who leads this series, Clark?
Adam, I love saying this. Georgia leads this series 62-56 in 8 ties.
I remember there was a day, and I remember it not too long ago that like the series was just back to back. Mm-hmm. Like you remember they had it one year, then we get it, then it would tie it up. So now we're 6 games and then not looking like it's going to slow down anytime soon. That is awesome. God,
Auburn's the worst.
I don't like them. I never have liked them. Yeah. I mean, tell me, what's your favorite Auburn memory?
Well, let me tell you my least favorite Auburn memory.
Okay,
and you can piggyback off this because you were there. 2010 Auburn is when the Georgia-Auburn game in 2010 is when I officially hated Auburn. Now, I didn't like Auburn before that, but 2010 is when it just it boiled over.
Yeah, the Nick Fairley incident, of course, is what you're referring to. I think every Georgia fan that was around and following Georgia football at that time feels that same way, has not felt that much disdain towards a player and a team at a moment since, especially with the Scam Newton stuff going on that week too. I agree. That was the heyday of the Auburn hatred right there, without a doubt, man. But God, we've had some good moments, and we own them. Mm-hmm. Georgia football owns Auburn.
Yeah,
owns them, man.
I can think back to that next year, 2011. We beat the
revenge game of this 45-7, man. Yeah. And then you go in 2012, you beat them 38-0.
Yes.
And then the freaking fluke win that they have in 2013. But then they come back to Athens in 14 and you smoke them too.
I tell you, speaking of favorite memories, you asked me that what my favorite memory would be. It would either be obviously the SEC championship against Auburn, or Adam, I loved when Todd Gurley took it to the house.
Even though it was called
Even though Ryan Rankin did not hold on that play, but I think they called it a holding on Ryan Rankin. Shout out to him. He's a DGD, good dude. But anyway, a lot of great memories. Yep. And listen to this, Adam. Georgia is 16-5 against Auburn in the past 20 years. 16-5. That's lopsided.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's absolutely lopsided, man. I mean, the fact that they've only won 5 games in the last 21 years is unbelievable. Mm-hmm. Georgia has just lapped them as a program. And like I said, I don't see it changing anytime soon.
Right.
I do not see it changing anytime soon. I'm bitter we've accommodated with them so much, man. I do not understand. Like I have a vendetta with Greg McGarity for that. Why you go over there in 2012 and 13
back to back?
Right, first off, you go back to back over there where they don't have to play Alabama and Georgia at home or on the road the same years. So you do that first, right?
Right.
So you just say, hey, we're going to go over there back to back.
Yeah.
Go over there. Oh, that's fine. Whatever. We don't need anything in return. We'll go to Auburn 2 years in a row. And then you allow them where they don't play Georgia and Alabama, not only on the road in the same year.
Right.
That you can split that, but you allow that you don't play them within 3 weeks of each other.
Yeah, you separate
So
them.
you say, hey, you're like, oh, yeah, Auburn, that's fine. We'll play y'all in October. Instead of our annual November, like the way the good Lord intended for the Deep South's oldest rivalry to be played, is like the Deep South's oldest rivalry should have like a November 11th or 12th date.
I agree. I completely agree.
Post-Florida, that's the way God intended it for it to be. And while we're going against the Lord's will on that, I do not understand, but we have not in the middle of October. That's when you played Tennessee. But anyway, so I don't understand why we accommodated Auburn 2 times like that. But hey, I'm not an athletic director. I'm not whoever the suits are that make those calls.
Yeah.
But we have done that. But we still smoke them anyway.
That's exactly
right. And we still own them, Clark.
That's right.
So, give us some more facts.
Georgia opens as a 29.5-point favorite. Now, look, I said give me the Dogs and the points last week, but I mean it this week. Give me the Dogs and the points. All right?
Gotta happen, baby. Gotta happen, baby.
I'm feeling it.
Gotta happen.
Last time Georgia lost in Athens to Auburn was 2005. That was not a good game. 31 to 30.
Aruma Shadu caught that pass. I think it was Aruma Shadu. Caught that pass from Brandon Cox across the middle on 4th down, man. On 4th down. I mean, that was the SEC championship team Georgia had. DJ Shockley just came off an injury, still wasn't 100%. I remember a night game in Athens, and that was a heartbreaker. When he came across the middle of that field and caught that pass, and that was a tough loss right there. God.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the most heartbreaking in my life, like personally to me. Losing, I cried after that game.
Really? How old were you then, Adam?
12.
Well,
Still
I don't know. You could shed a couple of tears.
But I mean, kind of we'd only lost one game to them is when Shockley was injured in Jacksonville, and I still think I thought at that time, we still got some hope and everything for a national championship, and we lost. But hey, it still was a great, memorable year. We won the SEC that year, but I still remember so many details of that Saturday night in Athens, with them converting that long 4th down pass, and like. I think DeMario Minner was trying to get him, and then he scored. But hey, look, if it's what 17 years later, and we're talking about that game was the last time they won in Athens, because there's been some dominating performances in Athens after that. 07 the blackout year, 09 Bakari Rambo got a concussed, I believe. I think that was an ugly win in 09 from a team that wasn't as great. 11 was a massacre, like 45-7. Then there goes your back-to-back trips to Auburn. So we come back in 14. We smoke them in 14.
34-7.
Smoke them in 14. Upset a top 10 ranked Auburn team.
In 16.
In 16. Ugly win, but you upset them and you beat them. 18.
Smoke them.
And then 20th COVID year.
Right.
Rattle old Bo Nix. So, hey, that's right. Can't beat it. So, great trend we got going.
Yeah. This year's Auburn team comes into Athens 3-2 with wins over really, really impressive wins. All right,
who?
Mind you, Mercer, San Jose State.
And an OT win against Mizzou.
And an overtime win against Mizzou. A very lucky win, by the way.
Yeah,
There's some crazy stuff that happens in that stadium, but thank the good Lord we're not playing in that stadium.
I really do think there's some higher-ups in the Auburn family, the cult, who could have possibly, let's just say.
Just say it, Adam.
Sold their souls to the devil for the 2010 national championship.
I don't think that's too far-fetched.
I mean, honest to gosh, man, you see in some of the black magic that I've seen happen under the lights in Jordan Hare Stadium, that prayer in Jordan Hare was ridiculous.
And then the kick six the week after.
Kick six, so, I mean, there's a lot of black magic, a lot of voodoo stuff that I get uneasy feeling about Auburn folks in that regard, Clark. And then you think of the whole 2010 season, what happened there. Ooh. It makes you wonder, and I think there's honestly some evidence of that.
Interesting.
So
you need to present said evidence. Saturday's, listen to this, Adam. Saturday's weather, his football weather right here, is going to be a high of 73 and a low of 43.
That in my veins, Clark. I love that. Hey, look, summer is gone, baby.
Yes.
Break out the jeans. Break out the vest, man. Break out the hoodies. It's time, baby. This is the way the Lord intended for football to be played.
Amen.
It's October. I love the month of October. I love Southeastern Conference football in the middle of October, Clark, especially a big rivalry game. And, man, it's the way it's supposed to be. It's the way it is supposed to be, Clark. So I love that weather report. Man, you get a cup of coffee, you go out there, you go tailgate early, man. You feel that air hit you as you leave, and you're thankful. You're thankful to get to experience it one more Saturday. I love that.
100%. Hey, Robbie Ashford is Auburn's quarterback. They've gone through 3-4 quarterbacks.
Right.
Robbie Ashford, he's number 9. Adam, he looks like Bryce Young's long lost cousin.
Fun fact. Oh, really?
He actually looks like Bryce Young in a uniform. Is uncanny.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Well, I hadn't seen that. I'll have to Google. I'll have to do the old Google image on him and see what it looks like. Hey, fun fact, Clark. We faced when we played Oregon, we faced Auburn's quarterback last year who transferred to Oregon. So now when we're facing Auburn, we're facing an Oregon quarterback that transferred.
Robbie Ashford transferred from Oregon?
Yeah, like a Bo Nix, Robbie Ashford.
Okay.
Sure. So I think it's gonna be that Auburn offense is just abysmal.
Yikes.
Abysmal.
Yeah.
I like it, man. It sets up good from after what we went on the road to Columbia, Missouri, some kinks and wrinkles that got to be worked out there. This sets up good, man. Sets up really good.
Agreed.
Fired up.
Yeah, Tank Bigsby, we've heard that name so many times.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the hype.
Nah,
I mean, he's good, but maybe it's just him being in Auburn's. Look, really? He's good. In any other offense, I think he'd be really good.
I mean, would you take Tank Bigsby right now? I think he would be this guy getting the primary carries at Georgia.
Maybe. I guess what I mean. What I mean is, I'm backtracking a little bit.
Oh, no, I got you.
What I mean is Tank Bigsby in Auburn's offense is a little overhyped.
Yeah. There was rumors he was going to transfer after last season, man. I got a little excited. Tank, you want to come to the good guys, man, and compete. Not have your coach get fired. Come on over to Athens. I kind of thought that, but he decided to stick it out. I guess, hey, respect for him to stick to his commitment. But yeah. I mean, he's not. He's definitely not just going to just carry the team on his back, though, like you're talking about. Yeah, for sure.
All right, some keys to the game, Adam. I'm beating a dead horse here. Limit turnovers, score in the red zone, and set the tone early.
That's it, Clark.
Set the tone early.
That's all you got to do. Let's jump on that. Hey, it's going to be a rowdy environment in Athens, man. First SEC home game, right? Yeah. And, hey, undefeated team, ranked top 2 nationally. Sanford will be rocking. Auburn, when Auburn comes to town, it's always big. Set the tone early, man. Defense, go out there, get a stop, get off the field. Offense, strike quick. Hey, and then you look and the scoreboard is 14-0. That's when the wheels can come off on Auburn, and then you get to the standard of Georgia football that we've been accustomed to seeing now the past couple of years. Yeah. And like you said, Clark, that starts with limiting turnovers and starting off fast and not turning the ball over and driving downfield and capitalizing in the red zone. Putting it in, not settling for 3, Clark. Not say, hey, we're not going to settle for 3. We're going to get 7, baby. We are going to get 7. Yes. And then you start the route. Right. Then, so.
We should have absolutely no problems with Auburn. I'm not worried about this game at all.
No.
What if they come in and beat us?
Nah, they're not going to beat us, Clark. Golly, I know what we said last week. We got all hype. We're going to smoke Missouri, all this stuff. And it's unfathomable to think how the team went in. But I just think being at home, man, I think the attention's there. I think there's going to be some guys come back, some difference makers come back that is going to really set the tone. And then I think there's going to be some more blitz packages we see on the defensive side of the football, maybe dialing up a little bit more heat on Robbie Ashford, and I think the defense is going to eat, and it's going to be a fun time.
Let them eat. It's going to
be a fun time, man. Always good to smoke Auburn.
If you're going to Sanford Saturday, come see us, Section 108, Row 60.
Boom!
We'll be there. We'll be loud. We're going to have a great time. Cannot wait.
Yes, it's going to be great, man.
Hey, give me your first play offensively.
I'm going to go with a little I think it's going to be a little boot to Darnell Washington.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
A little bootleg to Darnell Washington.
And him just run over somebody.
Bootleg to Darnell, yes.
Or hurdle somebody.
Yes. And then the crowd just goes ballistic when that happens.
Adam, I'm going to go a pass to Arian Smith on a dig route.
Nice. I love that.
I don't know why, but it just feels
I wanted to see him take a 9, though, Clark.
Oh, that would be great.
Just to go. Just go and just see where his wheels are right now. But it's very exciting to get him back, and A.D. Mitchell as well. Yeah. So maybe we'll see him Saturday.
Okay, let's take a look back at last week's pick'em. NC State at Clemson. Hey, Adam, we got a pick right. Clemson actually won 30-20. Didn't get to see. I didn't even watch this game. The plan was to flip back and forth between this game and our game, but we were a little too stressed out.
They're getting a little too fired up over at Clemson, Clark.
Oh, are they?
Oh, man, do you not see, as viewers don't know, we live right on the Georgia-South Carolina line, so we're very close to Clemson, deal with a lot of Clemson fans. So in the community, Clark, today I saw a lot of Clemson magnets and flags pop back up for the first time since 2018. So guys are dusting out their orange, sweatshirts, thinking, hey, DJ Uyunglele and the Tigers are back, baby. That Lord Dabo is back, ready to go,
Oh, man. Yeah, we'll see. Hey, they did beat a good NC State team at home by 10 points.
That's what they think. They're a cult. They're looking at me over here like I'm crazy saying that, but it's the truth. That's just what the culture is over there.
Interesting. All right. Kentucky at Ole Miss. This was a great game. Man, really fun game. This was 11 o'clock their time kick. 22-19 Ole Miss wins. Really close game.
Yeah. Clark, Will Levis, man, he fumbled the ball a couple times, got some costly turnovers.
Did you see? Wait, hold up. Did you see his finger?
No.
Oh my gosh, his finger was literally
like at a 90-degree angle.
At a 90.
That's tough, man. You hate to see that. He's a good competitor, good young kid. I think a guy who's got a lot of moxie about him. Ooh. A guy who they're talking about, Clark, may be a top potential draft pick.
Yeah.
I don't think he's as good as they say. I think he's got good physical attributes, good physical potential, physical physique that the scouts really like to get some development.
Right.
But as far as playing quarterback for the University of Kentucky, making clutch plays, nah. Get Will Levis first as the number one overall draft. The number one overall draft pick, Will Levis. No.
Who's saying that?
Everybody. There are a lot of people saying that.
I don't know about that.
You're hearing some of that. Have you not heard that?
Todd McShay said he'd be number 3, the third quarterback. At number 11.
Still, man, it's not like he's just putting the team on his back, being a generational player. I don't know, man. Maybe I could be eating some crow when we go up to Kroger Field in November. But right now, that's the narrative I'm going to stick to.
All right. Oklahoma State at Baylor. Oklahoma State wins. Cowboys win 36-25.
Good on Mike Gundy.
Good on Mike Gundy.
That's a big revenge win from choking in the Big 12 championship against Baylor last year that cost Oklahoma State a playoff spot. I mean, plain and simple. So good on them. Good on them. Good win. Good win for the Pokes.
I literally did not watch 1 second of
I
this
didn't
game,
either.
so I can't.
Good win for them. I mean, just good win. Good win. Just tip your hat to them and move on.
Right. And we're going to move on. Alabama at Arkansas. Wow. Yeah, that's all I could say. Wow. I got this wildly wrong. This was just wishful thinking. Right. It was just wishful thinking. I wanted it to happen. And hey, listen, Arkansas almost scrapped back and won this game by 2 points. They had a chance.
Yes.
It was 23 to, I believe, 20.
That's good character.
8.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Had they scored a touchdown, 30-28,
and
2
then
points.
you lose break containment, and the Alabama backup quarterback, Milroe, breaks off of a 70-yard scramble for a touchdown. Clark, I have never seen a secondary and a defense really in general so slow as the Arkansas Razorbacks, and I've never seen an individual as number 2 in the Arkansas secondary get torched like the poor kid did, Clark. Yeah. And you just knew that the secondary is just not there. The Dawgs ain't out there for Arkansas. And I mean, there's just not the talent level there in the Arkansas defense to take that next level. Sam Pittman's got to go out and get him. He's going to have to go recruit, Clark. He's going to have to go get some boys, man.
Yeah. God bless Latavius Brini. He didn't get it done either.
Yeah. So, we've talked about we love Sam Pittman and stuff, but just overmatched, man. Overmatched.
Yeah.
And
good try.
Just couldn't do it. We'll see how they respond for the rest of the season.
Yeah. So. Another SEC matchup last week, LSU at Auburn. Yeah. LSU wins 21-17. We picked that.
Yeah. I was surprised. Auburn jumped off to a 17-0 lead. This game was happening as ours was being played, and I did see where Auburn was up 17-0. LSU comes, scores 21 unanswered, wins the football game, and yeah, Clark, I don't know. That LSU team's interesting with Brian Kelly. Maybe building some momentum. We'll just see. Got Tennessee coming up.
That should be a good game.
Gonna be interesting. Gonna be interesting. So,
all right. Well, let's go to last week's game of the week.
Oh yeah, give it to us.
Albion Britons at Kalamazoo Hornets.
Okay.
You want to know what happened, Adam?
Hornets stung them, right?
Kalamazoo, no, the Hornets got taken to the woodshed.
No!
The Britons beat the Hornets 48-6.
Oh, my God.
Kalamazoo had 5 turnovers in this football game.
What? 5 turnovers? We got to get that coaching staff out of here.
Yeah, clean house. That's unbelievable.
Embarrassing. To be highlighted and be talked up on a world-renowned podcast like Row 60.
Yeah.
And then go out there and lay an egg like that is unacceptable. Unacceptable. It's ridiculous.
Fire that
Very
coach.
disappointing.
That's unbelievable.
Very disappointing.
Oh, goodness.
The hype was too much.
Too much. Yes. Oh, boy. All right, this week's Pick'em. Here we go. Number 17, TCU at number 19, Kansas.
Look at
12 o'clock Fox. Adam, I don't know anything about either of these two teams other than the fact that they're both undefeated.
Hey, that is amazing, Clark. TCU just took Oklahoma to the woodshed, baby. I mean, just blitzed them on national television.
Yeah.
Pulled down their pants and whooped that tail, son. Brent Venables he didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I mean, they smoked them. They
Sure
had
enough.
their way with the Oklahoma Sooners, and I love seeing that. So, anywho,
Oklahoma's.
Sonny Dykes.
Go. No. I was just going to say Oklahoma is one of those teams that you love to see lose. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Sonny Dykes, Clark, guy at old Texas Christian University, took over for the beloved Gary Patterson, who had some good days at TCU, but a new culture down there in Fort Worth. I think that's where they're at. Fort Worth at Texas Christian University, man.
Yeah.
But the fighting Rock Chalk Kansas Jayhawks, Clark, with Lance Leopold in the second year of the culture, taking over from a shambles that Les Miles left, shambles that Charlie Weiss left. Everything that is going on with the Kansas football program, the laughingstock, they're saying, look at us now, baby. Give me the Kansas Jayhawks in Lawrence in a rowdy environment. All the fans that go to the basketball game say, hey, we're going to go check out this sport called football. They're going to get up. They're going to get excited. Give me the Kansas Jayhawks on the big noon Fox kickoff, baby. 31-20.
Okay. That's a good score.
Yeah, 31-20.
Adam, I'm going with Kansas, too.
Boom.
I got to be honest, that's one of those teams I kind of like.
I'm okay for the Jayhawks to be good at football.
Yeah.
I mean,
the underdog, true underdogs.
Great mascot as far as the Jayhawk on their helmets. Like, have you ever seen it? Like the Kansas, the beak is phenomenal on the helmet. It stretches all the way across it, and it looks like it's got rivets in it.
Okay.
Like the beak's kind of modernized, like almost like a robot in a sense that it looks like it's got rivets in it, rivets in it going through the beak and everything. It's pretty neat. I mean, just cool design, intimidating. I like it. Kansas, man.
I love it.
That's going to be the official Big 12 team of Row 60.
Okay. We're going to stick with it. Kansas.
All right. Go ahead.
Oh, man. Okay. Great SEC matchup right here. Number 8, Tennessee at number 25, LSU, 12 o'clock.
In
ESPN.
Rouge.
Yeah. Oh,
right,
this is going to be a sneaky good game, Adam. I think this game's going to be close, but give me the Vols. I hate picking Tennessee.
I do too, man.
I think Josh Heupel and the Fighting Hendon Hookers are going to be too much.
I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting in Baton Rouge. You know, I mean, that's a place where it's tough to win a football game.
That is true.
But I think Tennessee wins this football game. But I'm like you, Clark. They win it close. I think they give up some points. I think Tennessee's defense is suspect, Clark. But Tennessee's offense will put up some points, man. I don't know. The people are not going to be awake in Baton Rouge, and they're going to win this football game 38-28.
All right. Wow. Yeah. That's a good score. That's a good score.
Say that.
Okay. The Red River Rivalry. God.
Boom.
That is you can't say that 10 times.
Red River Rivalry.
Red River Rivalry. Can't do it. Anyway, Texas versus Oklahoma, 12 o'clock, ABC in the Cotton Bowl.
Interesting. Nice neutral site game, Clark, like ours down in Jacksonville. Split 50-50 between the goalposts looped around. A lot of tradition at the old Texas State Fair for this one, man. Texas is a team that's got their hearts ripped out by Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Hearts absolutely ripped out in that stadium over the years to the Oklahoma Sooners, the big, bad Oklahoma Sooners. Hook them. Quinn Ewers coming back.
Oh, okay.
Quinn Ewers coming back. Some demons are going to be exercised in Dallas this upcoming Saturday. Texas beats Oklahoma, Clark, by the tune of, I don't know, man. I mean, they might go ahead and just beat them 38-31. They might beat them 38-31.
The question is Dylan Gabriel Oklahoma's quarterback?
Actually, I don't know if he's even out. Yeah, they might not score that much. I don't know, but yeah,
if he's,
I don't have a clue.
I think what happened was pretty severe. I could be wrong about that. This past game.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say this. If he's playing, I'll take Oklahoma. But if not, I'll take Texas. And Oklahoma looked awful.
I think Quinn is coming back, though. And we saw what Quinn and the Texas Longhorns did against Alabama before he was hurt. So,
Texas
give me Texas.
Hey,
give me Texas,
well,
baby. You
know what? Dadgummit. I guess I'll go with Texas, too. Texas was my sneaky dark horse Big 12 team. So, I'll just go ahead and stick with them.
All
right. South Carolina at number 13, Kentucky, 7:30, SEC Network.
Interesting.
I don't know why I selected this game for us to pick.
I like it. Why not? I like it. Why not, man? I think, Clark, the question is, how is Kentucky going to respond to losing a big hyped up game that's been circled on the calendar for a long time, losing it in the fashion they did in Oxford? I don't know how they're going to respond to that. What's the team leaders going to do? South Carolina, not really a great football team. Not really a great football team. Hey, their game got scheduled to Thursday, so 2 extra days of prep.
That's true, Adam.
And you know what, Clark?
Oh, don't say it.
You know what? You don't give Shane Beamer 2 extra days to prepare for an opponent. Give me the South Carolina Gamecocks in an upset with some bad blood with Mark Stoops. And let's to Kentucky on a Saturday night. I don't know why I'm doing it, but let's
Adam,
go.
I like it. I like it.
All right.
I can't go.
Are you going with me?
I can't. No, I can't. There's no way. Give me Mark Stoops.
Yeah.
Give me the Kentucky
I
Wildcats.
don't blame you. It just felt right to do it. So,
but Adam, I hope, my fingers crossed, nice guy Shane Beamer gets out of there with a win. That would be awesome.
All
right. Last but certainly not least, this game, unfortunately, is not going to live up to the preseason hype.
Well, I would just wouldn't advise children to watch it because it's going to be a murder. A lot of a lot of just scary things going to happen on national television in that game, Clark. Well, I just don't think young guys should be watching.
Well, let's tell them what game it is. Texas A&M and number 1 Alabama. 8 o'clock CBS. Adam, you think it's going to be a beatdown, right?
I just think, Clark, with some of the things that were said this past summer between Jimbo and Nick Saban and where each team is right now, that one head coach in particular probably thought that their ball club was going to be a little bit better than what they actually are. And in Tuscaloosa, don't let the children watch this. Turn on some cartoons, man. This will be a bloodbath. A lot of just stuff that you don't want to see is going to be on display. Alabama will win this football game, Clark, 63-7.
You're telling me they're not even with a backup quarterback? Is Bryce Young playing?
I don't know. I don't have a clue.
Does it matter?
I don't think it matters. Against them, it don't matter. I mean, I might change it to something like 52-7.
Okay.
56-7.
Adam, I'm obviously going with you with Alabama. It may be. Ugly. Yeah, I think it may be. Sure enough, 51-3.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're ready.
And I don't think they'll call it the Dogs.
No, they won't. Saban's circled this. Jimbo is I'm telling you what, man, he's just lining up to go to the slaughter right now. Like all the rest of those cows, them Texas A&M fans right there, going through the slaughter, going to the pen, the catch pen, going down, heading, getting loaded up on the truck, heading to the barn, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just Gonna be ugly for all them boys out in Texas when they visit.
Well, we'll be able to watch that one. Hopefully, by the time our game's done, that will be just kicking off.
That's right.
So that'll be good. Okay, game of the week. We're staying in Georgia. Now, let me preface this.
Okay.
I was a little lazy today. Actually, I was very productive, but I was lazy in my prep for game of the week.
No, that's fine.
So y'all got to bear with me. This one is not very detailed.
Okay. All right.
We have the West Alabama Tigers at Valdosta State, the Blazers, 7 o'clock. Big game in Valdosta, Georgia.
Oh, Titletown, USA, Carl.
That's true, yeah. They've won 4. Valdosta State has won 4 D2 national championships.
Nice.
That's impressive.
Nice, okay.
So they're kind of they're a good program.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's start with West Alabama. Notable alumni, Malcolm Butler. He was the cornerback for the New England Patriots, and he intercepted that pass on the goal line to beat Seattle. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then Tyreek Hill. I didn't realize he went to college at West Alabama. But
I thought he went to Oklahoma State. Did he transfer?
He may have transferred.
Okay, but no, that's interesting. That's a good fact. That's a good fact. Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Look,
I like
all of my facts are coming
Facts
off
are optional, right?
Yes, facts are optional. That came straight from Wikipedia, so I have no.
Well, I mean, that's just yeah.
All right. Anyway, West Alabama's mascot is Louis the Tiger.
Okay.
Adam, here is Louis the Tiger.
Okay. All right.
What are your thoughts?
I don't like the look in his eye. He kind of just looks like lackadaisical in his eye. That's a lazy tiger to me. That's not a tiger with a killer instinct to me. That's a friendly tiger. That's one that you want to see at picture day when you put the children on his lap to get a picture. The children will be receptive of this tiger, but it's not one that you want on the sidelines imposing fear on the opposite team. Yeah, it's just I don't like the look of that tiger. It looks like a very generic tiger, Clark. And the uniform that it has on looks like the junior varsity 9th grade team. That's my thoughts on that tiger.
Oh, man, yes. Okay. Hold on. That's a little premature. Hold on. That's the next mascot. All right, Valdosta State. Here we go. Valdosta State are the Blazers, okay? Yes. The Blazers.
What is a Blazer, Clark? That's a Chevrolet SUV.
Yeah.
Back in the day, that was really a good looking. Yeah. Compact SUV Blazer.
Yes. So notable, not alumni, Adam. I couldn't find any good notable alumni. Notable faculty, though. People who have worked at Valdosta State include Will Muschamp,
yes,
Coach Boone, Kirby Smart, and Mike Leach.
Yes, I heard of them. All of them. Awesome.
Yeah, I think they're
impressive.
Around. Anyway, their mascot, Adam, is Blaze.
Yes.
His name is Blaze.
That's a cool cat right there. I like it. I like the eyebrows and the flame. The eyebrows and the flame. I love Clark. I love the fact that we have essentially a flame, right?
Yes.
A flame of fire is a mascot that's wearing sunglasses.
Right.
I like the touch that they put in on that you got a blaze of fire wearing sunglasses. You would think that would be the brightest thing. So it wouldn't need no sunglasses when they see because they're already the brightest thing. That everybody that came in contact with them would need the sunglasses, right? Am I right? Okay.
Right, yeah.
So therefore, but I like that. He's got a smirk on his face. Like he's very confident. That's a smile, like a smirk on his face where he knows that he is the man. His team is the man. His school is the man. Louis the Tiger, man, he don't have a chance. Don't have a chance. You ready for my pick?
Yeah.
Give me Valdosta State, baby.
Nice.
In Valdosta, man. Nice game day weather. Give them to me 31-14.
All right. Adam, I guess I'll go with Valdosta State. That's super anticlimactic. But yeah, give me the Blaze, man. Give me the Blaze.
Valdosta State.
This week, here we go. Score prediction coming up. Number 2 Georgia versus Auburn this Saturday, 3:30, CBS. Woo! I'm excited. To get back in Sanford. Adam, I'm excited to see a fun football game in Sanford.
Yes, sir.
Kent State was more interesting than we wanted it to be. Sanford was boring. It was a yawn fest at halftime. But this game is going to be a beatdown. Georgia's going to win this game 42-3.
Boom! Love it, Clark. I love it. Hey, it's time to get back. Everybody, stop having a pity party, Clark.
Yeah.
Stop having a pity party for yourself. This is still a very good football team. One of the 3 teams I think that can win a national championship, Clark, is this Georgia Bulldogs football team, man. Enjoy every moment you get to see this team play. Watch these boys grow up, and better yet, watch them beat the mess out of Auburn, baby, because there is nothing finer than watching the University of Georgia put it on the Auburn Tigers. It's an annual tradition, and it's even sweeter when we do it in Sanford Stadium in front of a home packed out crowd. Brian Harson's going to be selling his house in Open Lake, Alabama, and heading back west after Saturday, Clark. They're going to ask him because it's going to be such a beatdown. Offense gets back rolling. Going to be some good football play, man. Guys are going to grow up. It's going to be fun. You're going to have fun. I'm going to have fun. Georgia wins this football game, Clark, 45-7. Ooh. It's time to get rowdy. Get off the tails, man, and get excited for this football game. Get excited for this football team. Don't need no negativity, man. Just watch what happens every week and see what's going to come, Clark.
That's right.
Go Dogs, baby.
Dogs.
Ooh, 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 ooh.